The Heavy Infantry Mandalorian. A brawny warrior encased in the strongest berserker armour, the mysterious Heavy Mandalorian is part of a secretive enclave of his people. A born survivor, he guards a precious army and helps to keep the flames of the Mandalorian heritage flickering in the time of the galactic chaos. Hello, welcome to Centurion's Corner, and today we're reviewing the Heavy Infantry Mandalorian. Now, I know many of you might not have seen The Mandalorian as it's coming to the UK channels. The app's coming out on the 24th of March. So, unless you binge watch this all in one entire day, then you get to see this guy. I, however, saw most of The Mandalorian through kind of other means, shall we say. And I won't try and give too much away about this character. Maybe there's going to be a few spoilers, so maybe wait if you want to watch this review and watch it afterwards, then more than merry, go ahead. But when I first saw this guy coming out, it looked pretty cool. I'm always a little bit skeptical about the ones I don't know about. I mean, is it maybe a concept art that was before the actual sort of TV series was coming out? I mean, does this guy actually appear? Is he like in the background and nowhere else? I didn't really know much about it, but I kind of guess he was going to come from the Mandalorian kind of sort of show. And technically I thought it might actually just be the Mandalorian, just in a whole different armour and stuff like that. So, yeah. I mean, this guy is kind of in it. He's not really there and about. He's kind of sort of background and stuff like that. I mean, I'm sure if you follow on Instagram, you see this guy all over the place. Everyone's picked up the figure. Everyone's enjoying everything about him and the screenshots and everything as well. So, you guys voted out of my collection what was the next one to review, and this guy was top of the poll. So, thank you very much. Anyway, so here he is in his box. He cost me about $27.99, I think. I did get him before Christmas. It's just taken me a while to get through all these figures. But I got him from Star Action Figures anyway. I'm sure it's about $27.99. I'm not too sure if he's a bit hard to pick up now, but I think he's still out there. So anyway, here he is in his box. We've got his blister pack. We've got his drawing down here, kind of looking pretty cool. In the bubble there, we've got obviously his jetpack. I mean, kind of interesting with the sort of like scorpion tail thing that's coming down here. But I know he's got some big ass gun in there that I've seen on most Instagram parts. On the side here, we've got Heavy Infantry Mandalorian, and we just got slightly a bit of Mandalore just on the side. There's a D2 because he was an exclusive. And on the back, we've got the figure again of his picture and his bio. So, it's without further ado, let's crack this bad boy open. Okay, so here he is in his blister pack. Looking pretty cool. Fills up the package nicely. And now we can see his big ass gun on the side and his kind of sort of jetpack. So we'll take him out before we take some pictures, go for a full review, and show the pictures at the end of the video. I'm loving the weathering on there, like all the sort of scarring on the helmet part. It looks pretty cool, and it feels kind of solid. Feels quite nice. It's got that kind of hollow plastic feel that some of these Black Series keep having lately, where it just feels very hollow plastic. I suppose it's kind of them sort of making these a bit cheaper by not actually being a full plastic figure. So what I'll do, just take him away now. We'll take some pictures, put him through his paces, and we'll see you in a mo. Hello, so welcome back. I've been away, taken some photos, which I'll show at the end of the video, and now we'll just literally go through his accessories, his articulation, and his sculpt. And yeah, I must admit, he's a pretty cool figure. There's something about him that puts me, I don't know, I can't sort of describe it, but it just feels a little bit like there's a Star Wars universe and there's another universe, and he sort of fits just outside it. I don't feel Star Warsy with this guy. Even though he's wearing the Mandalorian outfit, it looks really cool. There's just something about him that kind of just sort of knocks me off, that kind of part there. It's kind of a bit like a mashup of Warhammer, I suppose, because the armour's more robust. He's a big, massive guy. I mean, is he human underneath there? I mean, because he's pretty big. Anyway, so we'll go through his accessories. I suppose he comes with 2, but it's all connected, so it could be 1. But we'll just count it as 2 because it's a backpack and it's a gun. So as you can see, you can hold it with 2 hands. We've got like a kind of like a handle part down the back here, and then we've got this other sort of handlebar bit up the top here, and it does swivel. And then that's connected all around up into his backpack, and then we've got another tube that comes down here that connects into his gauntlet, and it's kind of a nice little peg that fits in there. Unfortunately, with this sort of like part here, it's very hard, it's very sort of robust, so it doesn't really hinder the movement, but it would be nice to have a bit more sort of flexibility in it. But yeah, it just pops out. It's a peg system for the back of the jetpack, which most things are, and we just pop this out of his hand. We'll just pop him there for a sec. So yeah, with the backpack, it's kind of like a nice mustardy kind of yellow. It's a bit brighter on the camera, but as you can see, all the weathering and all this sort of part up here, and it looking pretty cool. It looks used, but it looks like it's looked after. There's no sort of real big scrap parts on there, and the silver tips, you know, just sort of makes it pop and all that on there. But unfortunately, most of the weathering and paint apps has kind of been all put into this backpack, and even on the back. But when it comes to the tube, it just looks like a hard bit of plastic really. And going down onto this bit, I suppose it's kind of like a flexible sort of stand, or it could be the ammo. I'm not really too sure, but it kind of reminds me of a bit of a xenomorph kind of tail, I suppose. And yeah, I mean, thinking about xenomorphs as well, I mean, the gun is very much like a Vasquez kind of Aliens kind of gun, where the 2-hand kind of positioning of the gun at the waist kind of thing. So yeah, we've got the handle here. It's done in a horrible kind of cheap looking plastic. It's kind of like a gun grey, but we've got all the details and all that on there. This part here swivels. It comes in the box like this, but you just have to pull it around. This bit doesn't move, it's just kind of there for show. And this part here swivels, and yeah, it's alright. I mean, you've got this sort of paint bit on the end, very sort of silver, so it looks like the blaster marks have been scorching it off, and we've got this nice sort of metallic blue at the tip. But yeah, apart from that, I mean, the gun, it just, I don't know, it looks a bit bland, I suppose, and it's a little bit bent where it's been in the box as well, so, which is a shame. But with that, we go through the figure now, and we go through his articulation, and then we go through his sort of like sculpt and stuff. But yeah, so his head, we can go left and we can go right. You can look down just ever so slightly. You can look up a tiny bit. He's got an ab crunch, which is there, and there's a slight swivel, but it's not too great. It kind of sort of more leans. We've got a rotation at the shoulder, and we've got the swivel just there underneath that sort of like undercoat part. It's got a nice sort of like elbow. It's only 90 degrees, but it's pretty cool. And also we've got the swivel at the gauntlet as well, which is nice. So that means you can do the top hand on the gun. We've got a little bit of a kind of a pivot there at the wrist, and it's also a rotation. And then also his legs can kick far this way. He can kick back, not so much because he's got this kind of sort of vinyl belt that hinders his legs. He's got a double jointed knee, and the range on there's not too great. No, it's not too bad actually. It's a little bit better than I thought. And then we got the rocker and the pivot there, and then also we do have an upper thigh swivel on there. So he's got the articulation and all that of a normal Black Series. I kind of like the elbow joints where the actual elbow joint is in the middle and not so much on the sort of on the sides. So it seems quite a few of them are going that way now. But yeah, I mean, the Heavy Mandalorian, I mean the armour, it looks pretty cool. It is cool. You know, I can see why it gets a lot of love. But for me, I don't know, it just seems to be kind of going on the cool factor rather than going into the Star Wars part. But the helmet, the actual scuffing of the helmet looks pretty cool. The metal parts and all that, and the weathering all over the helmet. We've got dents. We've got the sort of viewfinder, I suppose, which picture of Boba Fett. We've got extra little doobies on the side. And we've got the part of the Mandalorian helmet, which most of them have, this sort of part here. And his cheeks are a nice sort of baby blue colour, really. It's a shame they're not blackened off a little bit, just to give him that little bit of weathering. And that's what this guy's really lacking, really. Even though he's got all these kind of chips and stuff like that, he just needs a bit of a black wash, I suppose, because it just kind of, and he feels quite plasticky as well. It's just, you know, like these bits of vinyl up here, and he's very hollow. Like, he feels lighter than a normal action Black Series character, even though he's quite big. So on his belt, we've got all the nice sort of leather sort of parts there, and the pouches. We've got this kind of extra bits up here. We've got the kind of Mandalorian kind of S kind of armour, but it looks more robust. We've got the Bantha skull on his shoulder, and then the back, there's no kind of things there, but we have got some scraps there, so they could be filled in with silver at a later point. We've got this nice big damaged bit down here. So then we've got the yellow kind of mustard thing that's kind of sort of reminiscence of a Boba Fett, kind of like his knee pads and his shoulder bells, and that just carries on the nice weathering and the sort of like a silver parts all there. And this gun looks pretty cool on him. I mean, I can't remember in the thing if it's a flamethrower, but yeah, I mean, look at that. It's a lot bigger than Boba Fett's kind of one. So yeah, you wouldn't want to mess with this guy. Not at close quarters anyway. And on the other gauntlet as well, we've got, again, it's like the two-tone kind of S sort of Boba Fett thing. And yeah, it's just a standard kind of one. We've got the wrist darts on there, but unfortunately they're not even made silver or anything like that, so it's just a bland sort of brown red on there. But we have got this little red mark, well, I think it's black as well on it, on that gun. Yeah, and then onto his hands. Again, we've got a red kind of sort of guard on this hand, and then this side it's that baby blue. So he looks like he's made out of at least two armours anyway. So going down to his legs, and we've got this kind of sort of Darth Vader-esque kind of sort of bodysuit underneath, but just in a lighter grey. And yeah, the kind of legs wrap around, and you can see more of that as well. And we've got this sort of nice sort of part here. Unfortunately, it is quite thick, it is quite robust, so it, you know, there is no kind of flare to it. It just literally goes back to where it was. And then down to his legs, you know, more of the sort of Mandalorian armour on both legs and on the shins. And again, we've got the yellow, and then we've got his boots as well. So yeah, I mean, to be honest, he's pretty cool. It just, I don't know, there's something about him. I mean, comment down below if you feel like he's cool, but to me, I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm being a bit weird. But anyway, here's the Mandalorian himself. Just to do a standby comparison, just to say on how tall he is. So as you can see, he's a lot bigger. He's a lot bigger guy. And yeah, I mean, I wonder what kind of guy he is to be. I mean, unless he's a really big stocky man that's in there. But to me, I would like it to be like maybe like a different race. As they said in The Mandalorian, it's a creed. You know, so yeah, it's pretty cool. So yeah, I picked him up. I think it was like $27.99 before Christmas. I don't know whether he's gone up a bit more money now and stuff, but yeah, I thought I'd get him out there, start going through my reviews. And guys, thank you so much for carrying on following me. I know I'm a bit slow uploading videos at the moment. I'm just finding it a bit hard to get the motivation and all that, but I will be bringing you more content. My Instagram's just started to pick up a little bit more as well, so thanks for bearing with me anyway. So, and we're also nearly to 1,000 subscribers, so thank you so much. I think I only need like 18 or something to go, so if you haven't smashed that thumbs up and you have been watching my videos, then please do so. So thank you very much. So guys, this has been my review of the Heavy Mandalorian. You can comment down below, follow me on the Instagram, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.